Ready to learn how scouting is gonna make you a huge success in real life? Hey, what's up? It's Cole here from scoutsmarts.com, here with another video, and it's been far too long, so thanks for being back. In this video, I'm gonna be telling you, like I said, 7 real-world lessons for how scouting is gonna help you to become a huge success in the rest of your life. Now, for me personally, I learned so many great lessons in scouting, but these 7 were really the seeds that were planted, which helped me out so much later as I grew and evolved through college, through getting my first job, and everything else along the way. So in this video, I'm gonna be telling you some of the best lessons that I learned in scouting were, and hopefully you can use these to start focusing on these lessons even more, growing your skills in these areas so that overall you can just get the absolute most out of your scouting experience. So to kick things off, first we're gonna jump into lesson number 1. All right, so here we are inside of my computer, and right now I'm gonna be telling you the 7 real-world lessons for success that I learned in scouting. And without further ado, let's dive into the first lesson, which is confidence. As a scout, you're gonna be doing so many different things, ranging from building fires in the outdoors, to surviving, to making friendships, to building leadership skills, to interacting with your community, and so many more positive ways that you're gonna be growing and evolving. And all of that will lead to more confidence in yourself and in your skills. Once you realize that you're capable of much more than you imagine, it makes all of the other obstacles that you're gonna be encountering feel small. Think of some of your classmates. Maybe a big obstacle for them is applying to colleges, getting in, and then starting fresh somewhere else. Well, for you, although that is a big obstacle coming up for you in your life, it's not gonna seem as daunting just because you've gone through so many more varied experiences and you have so much resilience and confidence in yourself from all of the scouting journeys that you've been on. All right, so that's the first lesson, confidence. Be sure to keep that in mind. Everything that you're doing in your scouting journey is helping to build confidence for the long haul. Now it's time for the next real-world lesson that you're gonna learn in scouting, which is communication, making your ideas clear, heard, and understood. Now, communication is probably the most important skill that we've developed as human beings, just being able to cooperate with each other and communicate our ideas clearly to one another so that we can all work together to build even greater things than any of us could have accomplished individually. Which is why in scouting, it's so important that you're honing your communication skills, you're stepping up and interacting with your fellow scouts so that you can get more done in your troop and you can make sure that everything is taken care of. By building your communication skills from an early age, it's something that's going to compound your success over time. By being able to articulate your ideas and speak clearly during, say, an interview or when you're trying to give a project or a presentation, that's gonna make things so much easier for you down the line and unlock so many great opportunities. All right, so that's the second lesson, communication. That's how scouting really helped me. And honestly, I'm still improving my communication, but I think scouting gave me a great head start, which I'm super appreciative of. So make sure that you also focus on your communication skills. All right, third lesson, and that's friendships. Scouting was really, for me, and I know for a lot of the scouts in my troops too, one of the first instances where we could really bond with a lot of people our age and actually see how people just think. Like, there were so many different types of people in my troop that I could look up to and try to be like, and just realizing that you could form these bonds with so many different diverse groups of people and just start to understand them made scouting a magical experience for me personally. So make sure to focus on the friendships that you develop. Scouting's really unique in that you get to have so many amazing life-changing experiences with people over and over again in your troop. So really appreciate that. Be grateful because friendships in scouting are so unique and so energizing to just enjoy. So make sure to focus on the friendships that you develop and to keep building friendships as you go. Just become a friendly person like Scout Law says. All right, now it's time for our next point, and that is leadership. Leadership is a crucial skill, especially in the real world. If you're ever working on a team and you're trying to get everyone to rally behind the same cause, it's the leaders that step up and actually get things done. And through your experience in scouting as a scout and then stepping up as a patrol leader, an assistant patrol leader, or maybe even senior patrol leader later on, you're gonna have a ton of experience under your belt to really move into that leadership role and help to recruit all of the people around you to work towards a common goal. So make sure to focus on growing your leadership skills as you go in scouting. Stepping up in your troop as someone that your fellow scouts can rely on is my number one tip for leadership. By really making it your own responsibility to lead by example and to be a role model in your troop, you're gonna grow as a leader so quickly, and all of that will translate into real world benefits once you're out of scouting. So make sure to focus on the leadership skills you're gaining and gradually step it up over time. Do your best to become a great leader, and I promise you will become one. All right, now it's time for our next tip: preparedness. Setting a goal. This is so crucial for real world success, and a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people just kind of go through their life, and anytime something unexpected comes up, they usually don't know how to react, and that's because they're not preparing for it. But as a scout, what is one of our first things that we learn? To be prepared. So making sure that we set a goal, make a plan, and stick to our processes is something that we learn in scouting from an early age, and something that also gets us to our Eagle Scout rank, just because we're always thinking about how we can be better prepared for what we're coming up against, whether that's a camp out or the rest of our scouting journey. So make sure that you're actually learning how to be better prepared. How are you staying more organized? How are you getting things done? By realizing that you're actually learning a skill here by being prepared, and that skill is going to help you out in the real world, you're going to have a much better time just putting these things that you're learning into practice. And one of the most important, like I just said, is preparedness. So always be prepared and always think about how you can be better prepared, because funnily enough is the best way to be prepared for the real world. All right, so there we go. We are on 5 out of 7 tips, but I've still got some great ones coming up for you. And this one is accomplishment. How did scouting set me up for real world success? Well, the first way that I recognized was that scouting helped me get into my dream college. Because it helped my application and I was able to talk about all of the leadership experiences I had in scouting, I was able to communicate more clearly. And I could also show that I earned my Eagle Scout rank and was able to commit to all of the work it takes to become scouting's highest rank. That definitely helped me in my college applications, and then later on when I was trying to apply for my first job. You see, being an Eagle Scout doesn't just end when you turn 18. In fact, that's when the journey's just beginning. By getting these kind of accomplishments under your belt, you're gonna have a head start over everyone else as you progress in whatever path you want to take. And because of that, I'd say that accomplishments are one of the best real world benefits of scouting and earning Eagle. So make sure to keep that in mind. Write scouting on your resume. I actually have an article down below linked that you can use to add scouting to your resume and to use it to get into colleges just by speaking about it more clearly and articulating the leadership experiences that you had. So make sure to check that out in the comments, and also just keep in mind everything you're doing has a purpose. Scouting is going to be so impactful for you later on, and all you need to do is focus, keep your eyes on the prize, and get as much out of it as you can. Make the most of your scouting journey. That is my number one piece of advice for any scout. Whatever you can do to make scouting better, do that. Take charge. I'm serious. All right, now it's time for the final tip. Here we are in the final tip, number 7. And that is values. So all of these things that I mentioned earlier are things that are gonna give you a boost in the real world in terms of achieving your goals. But personally, I don't think that goals matter nearly as much as the person that you become. And values teach you to become the right type of person. When I was younger, I had a crisis of values, you could say, and I didn't really know how I wanted to act. I would often slack off and I'd complain, and I just wasn't really the person that I wanted to become. And through scouting, I over time saw in my fellow scouts and in the scout oath and the scout law a better way that I could be. I could become dependable, I could become more confident, I could help others, I could try to serve. And all of these things are so important for just a sense of well-being and a sense of contribution in the real world. So by learning these values from an early age and working on them over time, cultivating yourself into the person that you want to be, that's how you're going to have the most satisfaction and enjoyment out of life, by actually living in a way that you can feel proud of. So remember, everything that you're learning in scouting contributes to your values, and by figuring out what direction you want in life and by focusing on what truly matters, being a good person and making the most out of things, that's how you're going to get the most out of your scouting experience and the rest of your life. So I really hope that these lessons help to guide you on your scouting journey as well. If you've learned anything else in scouting, please let me know in the comments down below. I know scouting teaches much more than these 7 lessons, and I'd love to hear your experiences. So just let me know down below. And that's all for this video. I challenge you to keep trying to make the most out of your scouting journey. Figure out ways that you can increase your skills, learn even more, and just have a better time with your troop. Because honestly, at the end of the day, scouting is what you make of it. And I feel like I was able to take so much from my scouting experience just because I embraced it and I went into it with my fellow scouts and we worked on things together. So if you want to start taking charge of your scouting experience, I actually have a timeline. In my timeline and email series, I'll help you to start taking charge of your scouting journey by earning requirements, learning how to step up as a leader, finishing merit badges, figuring out how to think about your scouting journey to progress in the largest way possible, and also finding ways to improve your troop and make things better for everyone. Plus a few more real world lessons along the way and facts and jokes. So it's a really cool thing, and all you need to do is sign up for free down below. So I'll leave that in the link. So I hope to see you there, but until next time, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.